What is up, people of YouTube? It is I, Super Mariozilla, or you can call me Vinny, and today we are going to take a look at the S.H.MonsterArts Godzilla 2021 from the movie Godzilla vs. Kong. Alright, before I begin, and I know this will annoy some of you, but it's something I gotta put out there, please consider subscribing to my channel, and hit the bell icon as well, so that way you don't miss an upload. A whopping 91.2% of my viewers are not subscribed, and only 8.8% of my viewers are subscribed. That's a crazy gap, so let's see if we can shorten it. If you're interested in any of my content at all, please consider subscribing. It really does help the channel out, and it helps fight YouTube's dumb algorithm. And you can always unsubscribe later. Alright, on with the show. Godzilla pretty much sports the same sculpt as the 2019 MonsterArts Godzillas. A comparison will come up later in the video. If you want to see my review of the S.H.MonsterArts Godzilla 2019 from the movie Godzilla King of the Monsters, a card for it should be popping up in the top right corner. Collectors have been wondering if this figure is worth getting if you have the normal version of Godzilla 2019 or the poster version, or if you need a MonsterVerse Godzilla for the collection. Let's see if this figure is worthy of being displayed on your shelf. Like I said at the beginning of the review, Godzilla sports the same sculpt as his King of the Monsters counterpart, with only slight tweaks meant for the articulation engineering, so ultimately, it's the same figure, just with different colors. Despite the colors, the figure is not translucent. I've shined a light through him, and he's just solid plastic. It's not a big deal, but it may be a turnoff for some of you, so I thought I would point that out anyway. However, for me, that does not mean it is bad. The figure itself actually looks really nice. Now, I know the first thing that's off-putting is the Coral Blue No. 2 semi-gloss lipstick.
Actually, it's Coral Blue No. 2.
But in person, it's not as bad looking as some pictures may show. Could it have looked better? Of course it could. Nothing can change that. But the blue they chose for the figure is a really nice blue. The eyes are blue, so there's no way that they can give us derp eyes, even if they tried. The inside of the mouth is all blue, obviously to replicate him getting ready to fire his atomic breath, but it looks rather awkward in some shots, and I think they went a little bit overboard with it, but that's just me. That's pretty much the only quote-unquote bad thing on this figure, but everything else is really good. Even an accuracy improvement on the chest and stomach areas. They added more brown dry brushing, so thanks Bandai for fixing that. There was brown on the 2019 MonsterArts figure, but very light compared to here. The default claws on this one are more opened and ferocious, ready to attack Monkey Boy. What I said in my 2019 figure review pretty much applies here. The sculpt is really good. And yes, again they used the CGI model of Godzilla to replicate the design as best as possible. I mean, let's not get it twisted, not everything is going to be one-to-one, but what we got is still a great looking piece. Godzilla's base color is this charcoal light olive gray, similar to the Godzilla 2019 MonsterArts, just a little bit, I think, darker or lighter, I don't know, I can't tell. But anyway, the dorsal plates, how are they? Well, they did a great job replicating how they glow in the movie, but it's not quite perfect. It more so matches the daytime shot in the final battle when Godzilla is firing his atomic beam. The colors match for that wonderfully. Could they have used a deeper blue? Sure, but again, that doesn't mean it's bad. They still did a pretty damn good job of replicating how the dorsal plates glow without the transparency. I appreciate how the blue was applied here to give it a nice glow effect, and it doesn't wash out any of the details on the dorsal plates. If you can't tell, Godzilla's base color was dry brushed on the dorsal plates as well, which is exactly what I mean about the details not being washed out. The way they did the paint job for the tail actually looks pretty decent. I was expecting it to look bad, but I'm glad I was wrong. Godzilla's sculpt is still excellent. The paint is not perfect, but I appreciate them doing something different so it wasn't just a watered-down re-release of the 2019 MonsterArts Goji. So Godzilla's articulation is pretty much the same as the previous releases of the S.H.MonsterArts Godzilla 2019, with some differences, some minor, one of them is major, but yeah, it's pretty much the same thing. If you own any of the 2019 MonsterArts figures, you pretty much know what to expect here. Same thing, end of discussion. But let's go over it anyway, just in case you do not own the 2019 figures. Head is on a ball joint. The neck is also on a ball joint. This is one of the major differences. I swear, it feels like that the neck and head here has a lot more range of movement. So there's that. Jaw is on a hinge. Well, actually, no, it's on a ball joint, not a hinge. Tongue is also on a ball joint, but it really does not want to move, and I do not want to break it because, you know, it's a small joint. So
Yeah, not even gonna touch that. Waist is on a ball joint, as well as the top half of the waist, or torso, whatever you want to call it. So he can bend forward a pretty decent amount, and he can go backward a pretty good amount so he can stand up straight. Arms are on ball joints. Elbows are on single hinges or ball joints. They also act as the bicep swivel. Hands are on ball hinges, just like standard S.H. figure arts figures. Pretty cool. Legs are on ball joints. Knees are on ball joints as well. Ankles are also on ball joints. So pretty nice ankle rocker movement to get Godzilla in some crazy dynamic poses if you're that type of person. Tail is on many series of ball joints, just like all the other S.H.MonsterArts Godzilla figures. Just keep in mind, this tail is a bit looser, and when I say that, I mean, around here, this could be just on mine. Keep in mind, does not really hold the pose too well on this part of the tail, so yeah, that kind of sucks, but it's not really the end of the world for me. Since the tail is not even that long anyway. But still, if you were worried about Godzilla's articulation being changed, not for the better, I can assure you nothing has changed except for the head, which is better. It's definitely an improvement, and you can get Godzilla in some pretty cool poses if you are creative enough, just like so. So, if you were worried about his articulation, no need to be. Pretty much the same thing as the Godzilla 2019 figures, so you will still be able to pose him around.
Accessories for the Big G is actually a set of alternate hands. They are the calm set of hands, while the open attacking set is already on him in the package. They interchange via a ball hinges on the wrist, so it's kind of like an S.H. figure arts in that regard. So if you want Godzilla in a more attacking or calm stance, you can do that. Now, I know what you're thinking. He's ready to fire his beam. Where is his beam? Well, he doesn't have one. Confusing, I know, but I think I know why. 3 out of the 4 Godzilla 2019 figures have a blue beam already included, 4 if you count the Spitfire version of Godzilla 2014. They probably expected you to have any of those 4 releases already to get some beam action, so if they released another, it would have been just the 5th reissue of the same effect, maybe with slightly different colors. Also, the 2019 figures had an interchangeable mouthpiece, and trying to get that to look good with the non-translucent look at this figure is not ideal, so I can sort of understand why he didn't use one. Regardless, if you need beam action, you do have your options if you did collect the previous MonsterArts figures. What video would be complete without a size comparison? Here is Godzilla with some other MonsterArts figures you may or may not have in your collection, repaint or otherwise. He's the same size as the King of the Monsters Goji, so displaying him with other MonsterVerse companions and figures should not be an issue. Or displaying monsters that aren't from the MonsterVerse. That also shouldn't be an issue. Lastly is the comparison of the S.H.MonsterArts Godzilla 2019. Sculpt again is almost 1-to-1, only difference is changing some of the sculpt for the articulation, which at the end of the day doesn't really change the base sculpt of the figure unless I'm missing something. If I am, feel free to correct me in the comments. Also, something else I noticed is that on Godzilla 2021, his sculpted details are actually slightly softer than 2019 Godzilla. This is most likely due to the mold being used 5 times, with this one being the 5th time. Sort of. Which figure do I prefer? Well, I do prefer Godzilla 2019, but Godzilla 2021 is still a nice looking figure. Really, that decision is up to you. Godzilla 2021 is a good figure. Definitely not perfect, but a solid release nonetheless. To go with the MonsterArts Kong. I don't have Kong yet since he hasn't released in the States yet, but soon. Just you wait. His MSRP is $70, and if you don't have any of the 2019 Godzillas, I'd say grab this figure soon, especially since the MonsterVerse stuff from Bandai is starting to go pretty quickly. Get him now before his price rockets to the $100 and $150 range, and then we're gonna have a bunch of those random people complaining on why the price shot up. Don't be that guy. Pre-order. Order. It's easy as that, unless the budget gets in the way. Anyway, it's a good figure and definitely earns that shelf spot in the MonsterVerse collection. But if the paint job does bother you, then you're better off looking elsewhere. Godzilla shall receive an 8 out of 10. Thanks for watching, guys and gals. If you liked the video, give it a like, or if you want to check out my other stuff, consider subscribing. What are your thoughts? Leave a comment down below. And until next time, I'll see you guys and gals in my next video. Peace out.